Hi everyone! So today I want to talk about my Variegated Alocasia Macrorrhiza. Now this plant was looking a lot bushier and a lot bigger in the months of December and January. But now you can only see 2 leaves on this. Now that's because a couple of weeks ago, or perhaps last month, 80% of the leaves suddenly turned yellow on me. I was in shock. I didn't know what was happening to the plant. I checked for spider mites and I checked to see whether I was overwatering the plant, but it was none of that. The plant just turned yellow on me for no reason. Also, I thought. So what I did was I cut off all the yellow leaves. You can see one of the branches there still sticking out. And I left just this one leaf which wasn't turning yellow. Now in the course of time, another one just grew. So this is a new leaf, which is a good sign which means the plant is not dying. But what I did was I just kept the plant in a little bit more shade, and I watered it even more sparsely because there's just 2 leaves now, so I didn't want to overwater the plant even more. So I just kept it in the shade, and what I discovered a few days ago was, ta-da! I have new babies on the plant. So at first it was just these 2, this one and this one, and this morning I actually spotted a few more. So I have one popping out here, and actually there's one just coming out in there. Okay, and then I have 2 here. You can see 2 little leaves there, and I have 1 more here. So we are looking at about 7 new plantlets growing out from the mother. And I made a conclusion that the yellow leaves were just because the mother plant was trying to conserve energy and trying to conserve food so that it can come out with all these new babies for me. So I'm like, wow, okay, so now I'm not going to panic anymore if my plant suddenly turns yellow all of a sudden within a 1-week span. It's because probably it's not my fault. It's because the plant is trying to give me new babies. Now let's talk about, I want to talk about this particular baby. Now from what I see here, I think this is going to be a pure albino, because I don't see any signs of green on any parts of the plant. So if you have an albino baby like this, do not cut it off from the mother. Do not detach this plant from the mother ever, because albinos on their own, they won't survive. Albinos don't have chlorophyll. So without chlorophyll, the plant cannot make food or cannot make its sugars. So what you have to do is to keep the albino attached to the mother forever so that the mother can continue to feed the albino kid. For those of you who are interested in what I put in the substrate, well, I have some cocoa chunks or cocoa chips. These are just coconut husk, and I have charcoal, and sometimes I add leca if I don't have enough charcoal. But for this particular pot, I've added also soil. Normally for aeroids, I don't add soil. They do really well with just pure cocoa chips and charcoal. Because we live in a very humid and hot area of the globe, we are in Malaysia, so we are about 2 to 7 degrees from the equator. Our humidity is about 80%. The aeroids love living in cocoa chips, okay, because it drains very well, but it also keeps some moisture in the substrate, and it keeps the plant roots cool, so they love it. So mostly I would plant my aeroids in just pure cocoa chunks, and some charcoal. But for this particular plant, because I know it's going to be a huge plant, I added some soil just to anchor the plant into the pot. So when it becomes windy on my balcony, it wouldn't fall out of the pot. So there you have it. That's what I have in my substrate. And those are all my babies, which I'm very excited about. So next time, if your plant goes yellow suddenly, don't panic. Maybe it's just trying to tell you it's pregnant.